Hello, everybody. All right, we're doing another podcast with the AND1 guys because they are super knowledgeable about basketball. Some cool backstories. We got Dmo, Indiana native, and went
Shout
to
out Larry
Orlando.
Shout out Larry Bird and Victor Oladipo.
There you go.
He came to college in Indiana, then balled out in Orlando.
And then you followed him, eh?
Yeah.
Where's he originally from?
DC. Yeah.
So you can't claim him. Get out of here. Get the heck out of here.
Hey, what else?
You can't claim him. Get out of here.
We've turned him to a Raptors fan, but he claimed he was a Pacers fan. We just pumped the Pacers thoroughly. A really clutch finish in the 2 games ago to keep our win streak, historic win streak, by the way. Yep. And then Dex over here, Texas native. You got so much going on. Houston their narrative is crazy. San Antonio, you had obviously Kawhi came to Toronto, and then we reaped the benefits there. Mavs, Luka, like there's.
Wait a minute, let the record show. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Okay. We'll keep it basketball here. That's a whole nother 15 minute pod.
I know it did get quiet, right?
And,
I mean, the Rockets are changing the whole. I mean, how the league is playing. With the small ball. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's going to work in the NBA. I mean,
Harden's on a little slump.
You might win some games, but I don't know how far it's going to get you in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, it's hard.
It kind of slows down to a grind in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, and with the Mavericks, Luka is amazing, man. Luka, that guy, he's tough.
Talent.
He's tough.
He's been nasty against. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Raptors had a 32-point comeback against the Dallas Mavericks this season.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
30 in the third quarter.
Third quarter. But Luka has been pretty nasty against the Raptors.
He has.
And then both of you obviously made it out to New York, Brooklyn. So you get both. I mean, New York and that disaster, and then Brooklyn and getting KD, which is pretty big. I don't know if you like him or not.
That's the fun part.
And then Kyrie, I believe he's already traded. I believe he's already signed and sealed, gone. But
really?
Yeah.
Really?
The Nets?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they're going to give him half a season, and then he's out of
with
there.
KD.
No. Oh, you're talking with KD?
With KD.
Yes, that's.
Trade deadline's over.
Listen, I don't know if they're going to trade him, but I think next year is going to be a crucial year to see how they play together. Because like we were talking before, I think New York fans, I think Brooklyn fans might have a little bit more patience. Where they might say, let's see.
Yeah.
But Knicks fans, no patience.
That's
patience.
I don't think he's getting traded. I don't think there's a point. Him and KD are too close. They came together. But I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on the Nets team with that squad?
It's it's sad for me because I have so much respect for Kyrie. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I can't really tell where he's at. And I don't mean that in like a bad way. It's like, lay your groundwork, my man, and just keep going.
I want to see him and KD together.
Yes,
I want to at least for a couple of seasons to see.
But it's
after like 2 seasons, if it's not working, then you might be like, okay, something has to happen.
But everybody is super criticizing the 76ers now for just being super weak mentally, really soft team. Now you have 2 of the most sensitive guys in the NBA, and Kyrie Irving and Mr. Burner account Kevin Durant. How is that dynamic even going to work?
Well, listen, man. I understand because I think social media has made it
horrible.
People
in the most opinionated city, possibly, of basketball.
Yeah, I think people now feel they can say anything or talk to people any way they want, and these people wouldn't say those things to people if they saw them in person. So, I mean, I think I saw KD was on that with Steven Jackson and those guys.
Yeah,
Matt Barnes.
He was on that, and he was like, I'm going to keep my burner account. But Steven Jackson was like, listen, dude, I would have said it from my account. Like, this is what I don't like. This is what I. So, I mean, I don't know if I would call him sensitive. I mean, how much can you take, like you said, in the most New York and Brooklyn, man? I've seen, like I said, it's one of the, people are thinking the marketing dollars, but it's one of the most hardest places to play.
I give you
with
that.
The fans, with the media, because in New York, a fan will see you on the street and call you a bum and curse you out and be, I'll play you for your salary right now. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. To build off that, because we talked about kind of the landscape for this season, but the Eastern Conference, there's a lot of talented teams on the come up with KD and Kyrie coming back, and obviously I disagree with the trading aspect, but there's definitely some question marks about how well they're going to mesh together.
Definitely.
So who are your guys' teams outside of the Toronto Raptors? Even give your thoughts as not people that watch the Toronto Raptors every day necessarily, like we do. What's your guys' kind of landscape for the Eastern Conference now over the coming years?
Miami? I see Miami doing some really dangerous things. Like, I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan. I thought he was going off the wall, but I see he kind of just has that different dog mentality, and I like what they're doing out there, man.
You can't tell me, though, that it makes sense to extend Iguodala to 38 years old and give him $15 million a year.
No,
he slowed down in his last season at Golden State and now set this season off. There's no
and
way
they gave
2
up
years
Winslow.
from now.
But I heard his second year might be a team option.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. I heard his second year might be a team option.
So they could drop him out.
So they can drop him after that first year.
Who's his agent?
Who? Iguodala?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It must be some basketball mafia. He was old something. I don't know how he.
But Iguodala's a dog, though.
Oh, for sure. But 36 years old.
He's a dog, though, man.
He's gonna come in.
And then remember too, this year he hasn't played. So remember, everybody thought LeBron had lost a step, but this year he hasn't played. And it's a new LeBron. I mean, and nobody.
Yeah, but LeBron's not a good comparison. It would be almost like signing Joe Johnson to a 2-year extension.
From a business perspective, it's hard for me to invest that amount of money in someone that age.
But you got to understand, too, Pat Riley is more about the mentality part of it. So he probably I need this guy to bring that. He's won the chips. He
already has his pieces there.
So I need this guy to come in maybe more to be a locker room guy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the angle he's coming from. Not just, okay, he can give me some minutes here and there, but I need that mentality.
That's a fair point, too, because they have a lot of young players there
yes.
in Miami. Kendrick Nunn.
Yes.
Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson,
got a lot of young guys,
D3
man.
guy. Yeah. So that's a team out there in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics and the Sixers, they're teams that everyone talks about.
And think about this: does Miami have anybody on that team now without Iguodala that has won a championship?
No.
So Pat Riley might say, "Okay, I need him to really come and
be that leader.
Show these guys what it means, what you have to do to be a champion."
Exactly.
So maybe I understand what you're saying, but yeah.
So are you both picking Miami to come out of the East?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because we're looking at how they're competing against the Raptors in coming years. So we brought up the Nets, we brought up the Heat. The Celtics and Sixers are talked about to death by everyone.
Yep.
Who are you guys as now converted Raptors fans? Who is the team
I like the Raptors, but I like Milwaukee too. Mm-hmm. But I'm hearing that the Raptors might try to go after the Greek Freak. Holy smokes! If the Raptor get, oh my God!
Let Ben chime off on why.
Okay, so we've been talking about this for about 2 years now. I feel there's podcasts going back about Giannis coming to Toronto. Him and Masai Ujiri are extremely close. Masai Ujiri was one of the people that ended up bringing Giannis Antetokounmpo over to play in the States.
What? So remember, he had no money. He was sleeping in a church, like homeless, for his first full season in the NBA. Masai was one of the guys
because he was sending all his money to back home.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah, so that's a really tight connection here. You guys probably seen it going around Toronto. There's a huge Greek population over here.
Massive. Like when he comes in, there's about 2,000 people that wait with Greek flags in the Scotiabank Arena that wait after. And he'll come and sign the...
And I remember before he was like, I'm going to be in Milwaukee. Now when you ask him, he's kind of like, well, I'm going to see what happens this year.
I'm going to keep it real with you guys.
If he came to Toronto... Oh, my God.
Nobody wants to really be in Milwaukee. Have y'all been to Milwaukee?
No.
It could be Stable Point, all that. You're gonna go to sleep. It's like Salt Lake City and a few other places. Like that's not a market you really want to be in. And from a marketing standpoint, where Giannis is, he's not gonna be able to capitalize.
Well, I mean, listen. Only thing I can understand where you're at because everybody, before they were saying OKC wasn't, but Kevin Durant and Westbrook made it a place. So I don't think it's necessarily where you are because if you big. You're going to get those. But if he came to Toronto,
that's a different type of look right there.
Man. Yeah. My goodness.
Kawhi had people following him with helicopters, and he was halfway in on Toronto. So imagine if a guy came to the city and said, I want to...
If he came in and they kept this team that they had and kind of put him...
Well, we said basically we want Fred.
Yeah.
There's no two ways around that. We've already signed Siakam.
Yep.
I'm of the opinion... We can basically figure out a way, like everybody else in my opinion is expendable, to land Giannis. You know, like
I agree.
Where Marc Gasol, I don't think he's sticking around. Serge Ibaka, he's actually a pretty nice piece now. He's pretty tradable. He's got his trade stock up. Lowry's getting older. I'd love to keep him at a vet capacity. Like I don't know about
the summer of 2021, it's been talked about to death about how the Raptors and like the Heat, a bunch of teams want to maintain the cap space up there. Yeah. And we made a video on talking about if Fred's going to get the big contract or whatever. Yeah, can we keep that cap space for 2021, or is Masai going to be worried about that? The conclusion we came to, so you gotta pay Fred, and then figure it out. Yeah. But you know that's a big thing there, and you know Giannis, he's big into the basketball without borders thing, that the pro stuff that Masai Ujiri's doing. So that could be a piece.
Man, if he came, man, that would be so. I mean, to me, the Raptors are already NBA champion contenders.
Yeah.
If he came here,
that's
oh my
the
God,
defense of
man.
Fred, OG, Giannis,
It'd be
Siakam.
crazy. I did not know Masai and him were really close.
Mm-hmm.
That's
now we got Nick Nurse going in the All-Star game coaching Team Giannis, so we're hoping
he picked Siakam and Lowry in the All-Star game for the team. So I don't know. There's a lot of speculation there, but
I saw that.
Yeah, but before we sound it off, we want to hear what you guys think. Who is the team that the Raptors should be worried about in the next 2 years?
I said next 2 years.
I don't honestly, not just because we signed Fred. I don't see any team they have to be worried about. If they keep these guys together, I don't see.
Unless it's some crazy blockbuster trade from the West or like re-signing from the West over here. Who's notable free agents this year? Outside of like Fred.
No one big. No. Well, DeMar is a super sad story because we got rid of him. He's like the token guy here,
and they win the championship.
So he's forgotten about, but he's not even an all-star now. Like he's gone way down.
Mm-hmm. But he's still a legend here.
He's still a legend, but
I love his game.
I don't
I
don't see any team. The Raptors are just so steady.
And the Eastern Conference,
nothing rattles them. Nothing. Like I watch games and I say, okay, they losing. They're gonna find a way to win.
Yeah.
It's just like they just.
Well, down 10 points last game against Indiana.
We're feasting off this because these are Americans, guys. This is two Americans now that are giving props to the Raptors. We never hear that.
I mean, we're Americans, but if you watch the game of basketball and you just like another thing like.
But you have Shaq, you have Chuck, you have Chris Webber, you have Jalen Rose, Paul Pierce.
Stephen
I mean, his predictions are always wrong. Their career is to be analysts, and they at the beginning of the season they don't have the Raptors making the playoffs.
I said that. Nobody. I mean, it's just like if you're a basketball fan. Most basketball fans or people that are kind of basketball fans didn't like the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a basketball fan, they play beautiful basketball, team basketball, that's the Raptors. The Raptors.
But they have two post guys.
You know, but now with Terrence Davis and Siakam, now you're starting to see the dunks, the excitement. But if you love basketball, they play team ball. They play defense when it's time to shut teams down. Yeah. They hit. They make that second that pass. They spread the they play team ball, man. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, and you guys brought it up after the last podcast. You wanted to get in there. Nick Nurse, he's a big part of.
Shout out to Nick Nurse, man. Like
big part of it, man.
Forgot to give him credit. I'm a big fan. Like I said earlier, I was a Dwayne Casey, like really big fan. I loved
a lot of Raptors fans
his style, but Nick Nurse just kind of massaged his own identity.
And shout out to the team because the team look like they genuinely care for each other. Where they don't care who scores, they don't care who hits the big shot, but after the game they're all celebrating. Where some teams you look on the bench, guys are like screw facing, and this guy hit a shot. Guys are not celebrating. These guys don't care who take that shot, but they all play defense. They all help each other. It's a team, and that's why they're gonna be tough in the playoffs. And now, if you look here, analysts now, what are they saying? Oh, teams they don't want to play the Raptors in the playoff. Yeah. Now you're starting to hear it after a 13-game win streak.
You know why? When you have a team that's allowed that. The players allow the coach to coach. That really helps out. A lot of players, like think about it. Lakers, you think Frank Vogel's gonna make that last call? LeBron's gonna make that last call.
Yeah,
it goes
Lowry
all the way down for every superstar. So that helps a lot, man.
Yeah, they're gonna be tough in the playoffs. They're gonna be I could see another deep playoff run, and I could honestly see them
finals
getting out of the East. I could see it because
Philly's not gonna do it.
I don't see Boston, Philly, or Milwaukee beating them in the 7-game series. I just don't see it.
Boston will be
I
good.
just
that
don't
young
see
talent, as long as they got fresh legs. And Brad Stevens is a dog at coaching. Like his strategy is his thing, and he brings game plans that a lot of people don't bring.
But if they're playing how they're playing now, Serge hitting shots,
they gotta be healthy.
Terrence Davis playing, they gotta be healthy.
Yeah.
The health's been an issue this year, but love to hear that from Americans talking about giving credit to the Raptors.
AND1 guys, they're part of they're part of this now. We're gonna hear them forever now in Canada.
Yes, you will.
They're building up.
Yeah.
Building up. Well, anyways, thanks again for inviting us to everything out, pulling up to Toronto. The Fred VanVleet Attack 2.0s are coming out, or they're out. Stay tuned, more AND1 stuff. You guys have any last words?
Man.
Thank you, man.
No, hey?
What?
Our famous last words.
We're gonna say shout out to the AND1 IG if you guys want to follow us, anything like that. You guys want any more content? We're excited to kind of put this content up. Shout out to you guys, man, at the Digest. We're really, really thankful for that. So, man, it's been fun. So,
any last words, man?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers. All right.